motion to approve passes unanimously. The next item on the agenda is adoption of today's agenda. Has the committee had an opportunity to review today's agenda? Are there any questions? Seeing there are no questions, then I would entertain a motion to adopt today's agenda as presented.
I'll move.
Thank you for that motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you. There's a motion and a second to adopt today's agenda. Any requests for discussion? Seeing no request for discussion, then would call the question. All those in favor of adopting today's agenda signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing 3 ayes and no nays, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you for that. The next item on the agenda is the Washington State Archives updates, and the first being an announcement from the state archivist. Sarah Hataka, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thanks everyone for coming today. We always appreciate seeing a full house, and I know it's a busy time of year, so thank you for spending some time with us this morning to conduct business. We always appreciate it. We have been busy in archives working on some capital projects. A couple of our facilities are replacing their HVAC systems or portions of their HVAC systems, so they've been busy working on those. And it's a good time of year for us to do that when we are not reliant on things like air conditioning. So we're really happy to have been awarded that funding in the last session to be able to do some of that work. So they've been busy with that. We have been out in the community showing some of our collections. Last night, Ben Helly, our outreach archivist, and myself went down to Clark County to celebrate the Clark County Sheriff's 175th anniversary. They are the oldest sheriff's department in the state of Washington, so we were invited to come down. We brought some mugshot books, jail rosters, and daily logs, which was about a 30-pound book for their daily log, which had 12 years of daily transactions in it. It was really fun. We had about 200 people come through and look at the collections, talk to Ben and I. Lots of interest in what archives does, why it's important, and the work that you all do and that we all do. So it was really nice, fun, and exciting. The biggest update that I have for you all is we have shared regularly about the library archives building that was planned to be built in Tumwater and ran into our furry friends, the pocket gophers. We have decided that that is no longer a viable site for us because of all of the extended waiting that we've done with our federal partners at Fish and Wildlife. So we are not going to be moving to Tumwater, and the new location that is being considered, which those of you who have been around a while will be like, wasn't that considered back in the early 2000s, is the abandoned GA building. So they're in the process of doing a feasibility study to determine if the library archives will even fit on that space, as we have grown considerably since the early 2000s. But that is what is happening right now. And of course, if it is determined that that is the site that we'd like to go for, we will have a legislative ask before the legislature. So there will be lots of updates between now and the end of session. But that is the latest and greatest on the library archives building. I will keep you posted as we learn more. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. You can always reach out to me through email if you don't want to ask in a busy forum like this, but I'm always happy to answer any questions that I can. So that is my report.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Then the next is the announcements from the state records manager, Mr. Wood.
Thank you. And I am very pleased to welcome our newest senior records consultant, Megan Shoemaker, who is returning to the archives after she had worked with us more than a decade ago and is now come back to us, and we are very excited. She's going to be working out of our Bellingham facility along with Sean. So many of you on this call will be working with Megan, as we now have all 4 of our senior records consultant positions filled.
All right.
Also, we are getting ready to start the next round of local records grants. The applications open on February 3rd of next year, but we're starting now with helping people with training, and our first how to apply for a grant webinar is this afternoon, and we have many more scheduled already if you look on our calendar, and we have an updated recording of that training so that if you can't get in or can't wait, you can watch it now. So we're getting lots of questions, and we're happy to work with agencies who are thinking about applying for a grant. Please let us know, and we can come up with a good project to work on. That's all I have.
All right, well, thank you very much. Well, that brings us then to Roman numeral 3, which is new business. A new business is updates to schedules affecting more than one agency. And under that heading, we have County Clerk's Records Retention Schedule version 8.1. Is there anybody that's going to speak to this?
I have worked closely with the County Clerks Association, and in particular with the Franklin County Clerk, Mike Killian. This is an update from the last legislative session where they put in a specific retention requirement for a specific set of exhibits that county clerks receive. So we made some changes to that, and we also took the opportunity to make some changes to our exhibits because they had a very complicated retention for capital punishment. So we have simplified it by separating those out so that the majority of the cases can have a much simpler retention, and the capital cases are still can follow their other requirements. So that is why we've made this change.
All right, well, thank you. Are there any questions from the committee? All right, okay, hearing no questions from the committee, then I would entertain a motion to approve the County Clerk's Records Retention Schedule version 8.1 as presented.
Chair, I would be interested. I believe when somebody was introducing themselves earlier, they said they had some public comment. So I'd be
I
interested if there
appreciate
was
that. I
public comment.
apologize for missing that. And is there any member of the people observing or watching wants to make a public comment?
Hi, Chair. This is Tisha calling from Issaquah. Our comments are actually related to action taken by the committee at your October meeting regarding the core update to version 5.0. So it's not regarding this item. Thank you so much for checking, though.
So it was something that we did last October and you had questions about it.
We had some feedback and weren't sure if there'd be a forum to provide that feedback at today's meeting. If not, we're happy to submit some written comments to the committee.
I believe you were also we're meeting with you, Emily, Dominic, and Hannah are meeting with you coming up to talk about your feedback
next week.
Next week. But we can certainly do that after this item if you.
Okay, yes, we do have a training arranged for us and some of our colleagues in King County that is scheduled for next week. So we had some comments about related to the action taken to adopt Core 5.0. And again, was uncertain if there'd be an opportunity to do that at this meeting. And if that's not appropriate, then we can certainly save those for another forum. Thank you.
Would this be something, Vice Chair, something that we would do under other business? Though it's not on the
correct. If it's not on the agenda, the committee can hear other public comments under other business.
Okay. All right. So we just have this item and then a meeting schedule. We would then have other business and we could have those questions.
Thank you.
Okay. So there was a question and I think we got a motion and a second to approve the County Clerk's Records Retention Schedule version 8.1. Is that?
Chair, there has not been a motion yet.
All right, thank you.
But I will gladly make the motion.
Yeah,
I will gladly make a motion to approve the schedule as presented.
And I'll second.
All right, so there's been a motion and a second to approve the County Clerk's Records Retention Schedule version 8.1 as presented. Any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, then call the question. All those in favor approving the records retention schedule as presented signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing 3 ayes and no nays, the motion to approve passes unanimously. The next item under other business is other business, Roman numeral 4. First being meeting schedule for 2025, which has been included with the distribution packet. The committee had an opportunity to see that. Any questions? Yeah, I see there are no questions. I entertain a motion then to approve the meeting schedule for 2025 as presented.
I'll move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All right, thank you very much. There's been a motion and a second to approve the meeting schedule for 2025 has been presented. Any requests for discussion? Seeing no request for discussion, call the question. All those in favor of approving the schedule for 2025 signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing 3 ayes and no nays, the motion to approve the schedule passes unanimously. Then under other business, we could discuss the comments regarding approval of the schedule for the October 2nd, 2024 meeting. Could you, excuse me, for my memory, repeat your name, please, for the record?
Sure. This is Tisha Geezer. I'm the city clerk in Issaquah, and my colleague Tammy Miller, our public records analyst here, had some comments to make regarding the core update.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much for this opportunity to speak. We really appreciate it. Yeah, so these were in regards to the passage of version 5.0 of the local government core records retention schedule, otherwise known as the core. First, thank you for your hard work on this. I understand it was quite an undertaking, and this was, I mean, practically a new schedule. I mean, like from top to bottom. So I think our comments just very generally were just in terms of I guess our ability and in talking with our peers, kind of a collective ability to implement the schedule. We were just hoping that there might be in the future maybe additional opportunities to weigh in earlier and have more time to absorb and go over the changes so that we can make sure that when the schedule is effective, that we're ready to go and in compliance from day one. It's been a struggle for us with the schedule being effective in October. It would have been maybe helpful to have it go effective January 1st of the next year. It gives us a few months to just really go over the changes. I know we had an opportunity to review the changes ahead of time. There were just so many that, even despite our best efforts to work it into our schedule, we weren't able to complete a full review. So I think, knowing that we want to be in compliance and acknowledging the hard work that you've done, we really want to make this work. So in the future, we would just really appreciate maybe, if it's at all possible, a little bit more time to just review everything. And, obviously knowing now that, we can attend these meetings and contribute in that way, if that's welcome, would be helpful too. So we're just looking to find a way to be a bit more collaborative with these, with the schedules. And I think maybe just partly, we didn't know all the options that might be available to us, and we appreciate your help.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
And if I can add to those comments, we have had some of that feedback. We do try to give agencies we put out a consultation draft to get feedback, and when there is so many changes, it is hard for agencies to be able to fully do that. But we also had people who were waiting to get some of those changes, and we kind of had to come between it. Our goal is to have more regular updates, but smaller updates. This one we hadn't, apart from 2 sort of emergency updates for the pandemic, we hadn't updated it for 7 years. So there was quite a backlog of changes that needed to be added. Our goal going forward is to do much more regular updates, but they be much smaller updates so that agencies have a time. We have a long time ago tried doing a later effective date after it being approved. with the idea and the goal that that gave agencies time. In the end, it caused more confusion for people as to what was the valid schedule at the time, because there was one that was approved but not yet effective, and then there was one that had been superseded but still in effect, which is why we've gone with the it goes live on the day that it gets approved. And the only thing you have to comply with is make sure that you don't destroy something that's inconsistent, by destroying it earlier. We recognize that you're never going to have all of your series remapped and records match up with new schedules as they change. But as long as, when you're doing your destructions, you're not destroying something that's inconsistent. That's the only real compliance that is required from day one. But we do welcome that feedback, and we are working on some updates from the feedback we have got from agencies. So we will be looking to do 5.1 in the near future, because we recognize that there are some things that we recognize, we saw early and had some questions, but nobody had any until people really started to put it into practice. That's when people really can give us feedback and say, yeah, this isn't going to work, we need to change this. So we're looking at that, particularly around the capital construction projects is one of those areas where we're going to do some more work to make that much more fitting for what's needed.
Thank you.
Well, we thank you for being here. We thank you for the feedback, because we want to keep on doing our job better and being, more these record schedules. This isn't just wall art, and so it is a process that we all go through, and so we appreciate everyone, every city, every entity that goes through this and has to go through this and gives us their feedback. So very much appreciate that. Thank you. Any questions from the committee? Any comments about this?
None from me.
Okay, all right. I don't see any. All right, that's great. Then that would take us to the Roman numeral 5, which is
Let's see. Sorry, Mr. Rose.
I'm sorry. Yes. Hello.
Yeah, Sean Reichard, Washington State Archives. I just wanted to make a note for the record that there was a couple minutes delay in getting the recording started on this meeting, but I just wanted to submit for the record that we did start. We were called to order at 11 a.m. That just part is missing from the video record.
Okay, just the call to order.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for so that we can put that into the record. I really do appreciate that. Records, making sure that it is complete. I appreciate all the audio and the video and making this all happen. It's magic to someone as old as I am. So, which now is item 5, Roman numeral 5, next meeting, February 5th, 2025. And that's nothing that we have to vote on, I don't think, right? That's part of our scheduled meeting for 2025, which we already approved. And then there's the adjournment, item 6. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Any requests for discussion? Hearing no request for discussion, then call the question. All those in favor of adjourning the December 4th, 2024 State of Washington Local Records Committee signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing no nays and 3 ayes. The motion to adjourn passes unanimously. It's 11:22 and adjourn the meeting of the December 4 State Records Committee meeting. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.